Hello everyone, my name is Rituro, and this is my life in Silver League. My opponent today, level 105 Gold Leaguer by the name of Ward, playing Zerg on Deadwing LE. Of course, the name of the series is My Life in Silver League, but as of right now, I'm actually in Gold. So, feeling pretty good about that, though the opponents are much tougher. The matches are slightly better, hopefully. You're enjoying them as much as I am. The top right-hand corner will be home to Ward, with his wonderful Zerg and his funny little spinning clan tag. Alrighty. And meanwhile, the bottom right corner will be my blue Terran with no spinny clan tag because why bother? Let's skip ahead to the good stuff here. Pretty standard openings here for all involved. There's my usual scouting off of the barracks and supply depot. For Ward, it's going to be drones upon drones. After he gets that first overlord out the door, I assume that means we're going to be seeing a hatchery sooner than later. Since he gets that 300 gold, he isn't building anything. There he is. There is the 300 mineral. I think I called it gold, didn't I? Whoops. 300 mineral hatchery. I'm thinking Warcraft. What can I say? What can I say? And at the same time, drone coming out at the main. There is the extractor. That'll be for the gas, no doubt, to get the metabolic boost out the door. Of course, he'll need it because I have walled off, like any good Terran does when they don't know where their opponent is. You wall off, and you get that orbital up and running instantly. The orbital is under construction. This is, again, focusing on getting all those minerals first. I am having, I think, reasonable success with this heavy mineral focus before getting into gas, allowing me to get my expansions up and running, actually being able to get an expansion fairly early, especially on a map like Deadwing where I know I have a little bit of space and a little bit of time. I can afford to get that second base sooner than later. Orbital is done. Marine hanging out in the mineral line, just making sure that everything is all good. Everybody's going to be all happy. Full work there on gas as the second barracks is on the way. Marines joining their friends here at the front door, making sure to keep an eye on everything, make sure everything's all well and good. Meanwhile, this SCV is, by process of elimination, we know the Zerg isn't there. We know the Zerg isn't there. It must be there. Spawning pool just done for that Zerg. Ward's second hatchery almost done as well, and there it is. Hatchery number 2 is done. Metabolic boost starting immediately. Now, does he transfer the workers off of the gas and focus on minerals to get more lings out? Maybe get another hatchery, maybe work the queen. He does have a queen on the way as well as 4 lanes. Looks like he's going to keep the gas going. Could we be seeing early tech, perhaps? Does he go for the roach warren or the baneling nest? We shall see. He's approaching his supply limit here, so we'll see what he does here. He will actually intercept this scouting SCV who has realized all too quickly that, oh no, something is going wrong here. Something not good. Something not good. Oh no. And I will see the extractor though, and I will see the, that spawning pool. So at least I know that, I know there are things in the field. I just died to them. That should be fairly obvious. Meanwhile, there is that expansion at the 5-minute mark. Again, not bad at all on a long map like this. Means I will have that macro, and I do have a tech lab on the back of this, including my stim. So I'm getting tech, I'm getting units, and you've got a bunker there to help defend against the opening rush. That's not a bad start to the festivities at all. I am approaching my supply limit. Ward did well to get an overlord out. He's going to get another one out here to make sure he stays off of that supply cap. I've hit my cap. Now the question is, am I paying attention enough to notice this? I know what I'm not paying attention to is that 4 lings have just come into play, and I am not going to raise the front door in time. Metabolic boost fishing at exactly the right moment. Great timing here by Ward, and all of a sudden I have closed the front door and trapped these lings in the front door. Out come the Marines. The Marines have come to play. Will the supply depot finish in time? It will probably, no, maybe. Meanwhile, the Marines who've been scouting around looking for overlords come off of their little hidey hole and shoot down the 4 Zerglings. That's a great pickup there for Ward. Take a looking at the units killed. It's going to be 3 to 4 with 2 workers killed. So it's not a bad trade at all. 4 lings for 2 workers, not bad at all for Ward. You take that, because why wouldn't you? Because you've just dented the Terran economy. Not a bad thing. And out of all that, he does know that I have a bunker, and he knows that I have this command center rocking and rolling. So at least he knows what my base situation, which should help influence his decision going forward. There has been a slight worker transfer, and more importantly, just solid macro play from Ward as he's got double extractor on the way, fully saturated, committing to getting gas, except for the extractor at the top of his base here. This one, curiously, there we go. Now you just gotta point these things out and things happen. There's the baneling nest. We were expecting we were gonna see that coming sooner than later as hatchery upgrading to lair, so lair tech using that gas as well, still floating quite a bit of gas here, which you could possibly be using for minerals get more stuff on the field with 14 Lings on the way. I think that qualifies as a lot of stuff to go and defend his third base. Third hatchery, that what you'd expect here from a Zerg player on a longer map. That 7 3/4 minutes expansion. For my own part, I have a starboard on the way, having completed my factory and get my 4th barrack started. I know I need to rush up this tree, having been Ling attacked once. I want to make sure I'm not caught out a second time. 2 reactors, 2 tech labs. That should be enough. Meanwhile, patching up all the bits and bruises here. Haven't bothered the second gas until right now, knowing that I need to have minerals on the field to get more stuff out. And indeed, here come the mule drops and the workers to keep the economy up and running. Striggle hooks on the way and about halfway done here for the Baneling nest, which is going to be great considering the creep bed is not really existent at all for a ward, focusing purely on that inject larvae, not really focusing at all on his creep spread. No creep expanding out past the hatcheries. I feel like that's a missed opportunity by a ward to really lay down some territory here, really get a good jump out the front door to make that rush even easier for himself. But perhaps we'll see it later. We just don't know. One Ling keeping an eye on the Sunlight Watchtower. He's doing well here to use his overlords as a de facto scouting network here. So if I do try anything crazy, he will know. And those overlords will know that drops on the way. However, no drops as of yet. I do have a reactor coming out of the starport right now. So perhaps sooner than later we will see something. But right now I'm getting tanks out here to watch for any further Ling rushes. However, this might not be the best pick. Having decided to not go back and scan a second time, I am now not aware of this Spire, which is going to be coming out, which means we're looking at Ling. Not a bad thing at all. These Marines are busy scouting, looking for proxy bases or anything fun like that. But they're going to miss. They're going to miss all of this, which is not the best thing in the world. Lings will go down, and the ball of Ling will reinforce behind the shroud before morphing into more Banelings. Now, question is, are these Marines dead now, or are they dead like super right now? Oh, they're dead super right now. Do they get some Banelings to the trouble? No, they don't trigger the Banelings, which is unfortunate. Lucky thing there, a loss of Banelings could have really hurt Ward's attempt to bust down. But those 2 scouting Marines are taken down, and another fresh set of wave of Lings on the way. 8 Mutas on the way as well. So it's going to be Ling Muta as you'd expect. Here, though, is the medevac. Keep an eye on things. Do we see more level 1 weapons are on the way, which is nice. Stim is done. Do we have combat shields? They are not done yet. Do have the resources to start it. Focusing more on getting a whole bunch of supply depots queued up, because why not? Gotta lift that supply block. I am pretty heavily supply blocked here. Still having trouble managing my supply after all this time. Not so good. Meanwhile, 2 Lings here, a whole bunch of Lings over here. That's a lot of kaboomy splash damage if they get caught. Now we see shields and concussive shells on the way. Boom! Oh, that's gonna hurt. Meanwhile, in come the Muta. Oh, no, they're gonna double back. They're gonna double back. They don't want to hang out here. They don't want any of this. They're just gonna keep an eye on the potential third base site, as you might. 7 more Mutas on the way. It's gonna be a attempt to simply out-muscle me by sheer force of numbers. As the army carefully and tactfully moves out, the ball of Marines going after those Muta, not stimming just yet. The Muta know they can't hang out. There's the stim, and the Muta has picked a bad time to fight. In come the Marines to face off against the ball of Ling. Can they get away? Is it stutter step? Can they split? No, they're cornered. Oh, the army evaporates. Now, some of them did get away. A clever lift up there. Not all the army is dead. And the Mutas suddenly find themselves not with the easiest run through the front doors they might have liked. A lot of Marines died there. A whole lot of Marines died. Thankfully, not enough to completely lose the game. Supply 93 to 78. Look at that breakdown. It is 36-36 even, absolutely even in army supply, with 54 workers now. Meanwhile, infestation pit is on the way. We are going up that tech tree as fast as we can. 2 double evil chamber on the way, as well as War works on knocking down those rocks to get access to his 4th base site. Not a bad idea as well. Meanwhile, the Ling Muta will live to fight another day and back on out. Meanwhile, Viking showing up here. I'm guessing this is just to escort the medevacs, make sure they stay alive as long as possible. Missile turrets also being slapped down to make sure that those Mutas do not get free, unrestricted access to the mineral line. Not a bad idea as well. Missile turrets going up everywhere in this mineral line on the natural as well. The question is, do we go for it? Even air, look at all these queued up missile turrets. I gotta say, when it comes to queuing up missile turrets, I have an idea how to do that. Meanwhile, tanks here on the ground here, not necessarily the best idea to get Tank Marauder when you know you're going up against Ling Muta, because these things are absolutely useless against the Muta, and the Muta are easily the scarier part of that army composition. Regardless, turrets are down. They are aware of what's going on. A lot of resources being floated here. A lot of resources, mostly in minerals, some gas here. But already is trying to up his count there of the mutas, which is not a bad idea at all. He does have the infestation, but could we be seeing swarm hosts perhaps? Is he just going for the upgraded Evo Chamber tech? Who can say? But most importantly, yeah, those are missile turrets. Those are missile turrets, and they are, even one missile turret alone cannot stand against the mutas. The Marines will bust down the rocks into the next base, and they will scare off this ball of army. There's an even bigger ball waiting just outside the front door of Ling Ling. Now the question is, are they able to stop this? Because with that missile turret down, they've got to build it back up again. But the mutas seem less likely and less interested in fighting that, and instead getting the heck out of Dodger and perhaps looking for proxies. Are they going to try to secure a 5th base site, perhaps? That would be interesting. With the minerals to do so, why not? Go ahead and pop down as many bases as you see fit to do. Why not, indeed? However, instead it will be the Terrans expanding to this 3rd base site. I can speak. No, really I can speak. And getting missile turrets up as well to keep it defended. Pneumatized Carapace on the way as well for Overlords. Make them move faster. Level 1 mech on the way. We have an armory. We have armory, and if we have an armory, that can mean only one thing. That can only mean Thors. None in the pipeline as of yet. I'm guessing I'm focusing on my macro here, or my micro. I'm not sure what I'm focusing on exactly here. I'll tell you what it's not doing. I'm not focusing on getting stuff built, having the resources to do so. I have tech on the way. There's a whole bunch of mules being dropped. Now, suddenly, we see the units being built. There's the Thor, there's the Viking, 2 Marauders, 4 Marines, some tech on the way as well. High-tech auto-tracking is complete. There is that 5th base. It's actually a proxy base. I'm missing to link, more than anything, just to link the creep spread. There we are seeing some creep tumors going down now here for Ward, as he is linking the base creep together. Could probably stand to get a little bit more going there. A very, very passive creep spread, as it were. Meanwhile, level 2 weapons on the way here, and armor as well for the ground troops for Ward. His level 1 flower carapace is on the way too. The level 1 weapons are done, so the tech upgrade does lie with Ward at this exact moment. However, he's floating a lot of minerals, not spending it nearly as fast as he could. That will change though with the addition of an Ultralisk cavern. Oh my, that's going to change things incredibly. Would be a good tech switch here to go from Muta, and if Muta don't get you through, go to the go instead to the Ultralisks, because they absolutely will. Vikings can't do anything against Ultralisk, and Marines kind of die to them, so that's not good. Giant ball of army going on here. The Changeling is instantly killed. The Overseer is pushed back. Now the army stims up, and these units will instantly be pushed away. They don't want to hang out. They don't want to stick around. They don't want to exchange Christmas cards. They are off to the races. They are flippy-flapping on home. Meanwhile, mass Baneling morph in here as the gutsy looking hatchery play here, and it looks like it will go undetected. There's the cancel. Yeah, that's a smarter cancel right there. Meanwhile, this Overlord will indeed be shot down. No more free scouting. And here comes the engagement. It's a whole lot of Banelings being shot down, and the rest of the army will pile in, and they will indeed be forced back, or at least they will force back these aggressors. Now, this is actually pretty interesting here, because there are 8 Ultralisks on the way. 8 Ultralisks! That's enough to mulch through this army, that's for sure. Thor might make things interesting, but without army, or without any sort of solid backup, like, you gotta have at least Banshees or something to take down the Ultralisks unopposed, but more importantly, down are going the workers, down go the hatcheries, so that will do it for this expansion. But yeah, the expansion's down, but there's still plenty more to do. Those larvae, though, they are still up and running, and I'm not sure it's wise to focus them down here, or at least have the army to a point where it can't bring its full might to bear. There we go, now the army's showing up. Oh, that poor drone. That poor drone never stood a chance. You know, the Ultralisks have indeed arrived. Oh, that's a whole lot of Ultralisk death. The scan reveals Ultralisks, and all of a sudden, and the Banelings being like also very, very good. Poor Ward, very horrible for me. The Ultralisks just mulch everything through. Oh, that's not good. And the Vikings are like, huh. So, what do we do now, boss? Huh. This ain't good. Army heading on home here. Thor's on the way here, double factory pumping out Thors. We do have a 3rd factory as well as Tech Lab equipped starports to get those Banshees out the door. Still got Vikings in production here. Not quite sure what I was thinking there. Not keeping an eye on my production tree. However, we do have Banshees at 2 at a time as well. So Thors, are they going to arrive in time? That remains to be seen. I doubt it. Here come the Ultralisks going straight to the siege tank. They will much focus down 1 Ultralisk, but that's not enough. The Vikings will eventually land, realizing, well, we can't do anything in the air. And their guns are brought to bear. Is it enough? That's the question. It probably won't be, because Ultimate's kind of good. Kind of good at mulching stuff. They're kind of cool like that. They mulched through one base. They mulched through a second. Ling's actually taking their time here, going through all those ground troops. The Thors have arrived to try and take down some of those Ultralisks. It's not going to happen, though, with these Zerglings actually picking up some of the aggression there. Are they on the move command? I think the Ultras might be on some sort of weird move command here. The Ling's actually doing most of the attacking. And up through the open front door. Oh man, I did a horrible job of watching the front door of this game. Oh, I can close that front door and save myself the streak. But regardless, the Banshee is here, and it's up to one single Banshee to try and whittle down all of these Ultralisks. I've mined out the main, and the Thors are going to show up. And now that I've realized that I have mined everything out, I have no money. This is suddenly a bad time. Meanwhile, with the sort of weird base layout that I have here, it does give me a chance to try and funnel these troops around. I've actually lifted off my bases here in an attempt to save the army and to save the game. The Banshee's now adding their might to this choke point. Actually a really nice looking choke point here, forcing the Ultimates to a tight little package where they cannot be shielded by the Zerglings, and back they go. No production for either side here, as we are just focused purely on this battle, and actually with 4,500 minerals, that's we all know what that is. That is a metric whack ton of resources at disposal here for Ward. And he switched back over to his mutas. Not happy with the Ultralisks, although he is going to mix them in now. Ling, Lisk, Ultra. Mutalisk, Ultralisk, Zergling. Yeah, that's pretty solid. Meanwhile, I have floated away the bases here, trying to get some mining operations up and running here, dropping on every mule I can to try and increase that income, actually build something, because goodness knows that's not going to happen under my current state. Thor's Banshees waiting for the inevitable here with no army backing them up. Clear, it's 53 to 165 is the army disparity. Now again, 7-2 that is in worker supply, but the 90-34 army supply difference is indeed quite horrible. Level 3 ground and melee. Ground melee, ground attack on the way here. Adrenal glands also on the way here for the Zerglings. So it just keeps on getting worse. There's 3 more Thors on the way as I try to get something on the field here to counter this. Nothing actually going here on this base. This is a mistake here, not having this base mining as quick as I possibly could, as these SCVs will transfer. Well, that tech lab is done, and that's an interesting thing to be doing there, SCV. I don't know if you want to be doing that. Here come the here come the Mutalisks flying in, seeing that SCV, killing it. Back go the Lings. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. I'm actually scared now. I feel like this is a bit of a bad decision to fall back here. I'm pretty sure this army could pretty much pulp anything that I have to offer. So a bit of a respite there. Meanwhile, I'm finally taking advantage of this undetected base here. So I can keep my mining going. Level 2 weapons and level 1 mech plating on the way here. I'm so far behind in my tech upgrades. The more I can get, the better. I lack the resources to really do that and build an army, which is unfortunate. But I mean, hey, I gotta do something. I got to do something. At least I still have 3 bases, which is nice. Meanwhile, the Ling and Overlord, or the Mutalisks and Overlords will fly in. They will see an attack without any missile turrets whatsoever, and they will be scared off by the stimmed up Marines. Oh dear, that was a misclick by me as I blow up the Vespian refinery. Maybe it was infested, who can say? The point is this. Up comes the missile turret at the exact right time. Those Mutalisks are baited and caught. Will the rest follow the same fate? I don't know. The Banshee's trying to take some of that offensive aggression, take some of that splash damage, and does actually weaken the Mutalisks quite a bit. Not enough to kill them, though. And now the situation is still quite dire. Though the army looking a little bit better here. Combat Shield Marines are being pumped out 4 at a time. Do we have anything else on the way? I don't think so. I'm not sure why I wasn't pumping out stuff as fast as I possibly can here. There's a Thor. That's what I was waiting for. Get some beefier, heavier hitters on the field here. Another medevac to try and keep everybody topped up. Here comes the army, though. It's Ling, Lisk. Oh, this is bad. This is all kinds of bad. And with those Baneling hits, it's pretty much over. There was an army there at one point, and now it's dead. Now it's super dead. Those Marines have nothing to do. GGWP. The double tech switch of Ward to Mutas to Ultralisks and back and forth again ended up being far too much for me. And after that first wave, I was clinging to life, but ultimately just could not stay in the game. Just another little slice of My Life in Silver, technically Gold, League. My name is Rituro. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you like what you've seen, please consider liking, subscribing, following, favoriting, sharing, telling all your friends about the videos being hosted on youtube.ca/steelswords. Of course, if you want to watch these episodes recorded live, you can do so on Twitch, twitch.tv/Rituro, and you can follow me on Twitter at @ThatRituroGuy. Once again, my name is Rituro. This is My Life in Silver League. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll see you next time.